All right, disciples, welcome back to BibleCraft. We're mixing things up around here because, let's be real, reading every single verse out loud took forever. And it wasn't the most exciting way to do it. Now, I'm breaking these chapters down into quick, manageable pieces, interpreting them like any regular person would. I'm not some big-shot scholar, just someone who wants to keep things real and, hopefully, not boring. Today we're doing some serious upgrades. The smelt has been looking a bit plain, so I'm adding a dark roof to really pull it all together. I've got to say, it's already making the entire setup feel more complete. But that's just part one. The house could use a little personality, so I'm going all in on decorations and smaller tweaks to give it some character. Honestly, I'm surprised by how much better it's turning out already. That said, we're nowhere near done. I've got a whole list of ideas to refine, expand, and perfect. And it's going to be a journey, one step at a time. If you're curious to see where it goes, stick around and let's find out together. Before we jump in, I want to say a big thank you if you're tuning in this early, while I'm still getting the hang of this whole YouTube thing. Your patience means a lot. If you're enjoying what I'm doing here, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share the word. Literally. Let's keep building BibleCraft and bringing these stories to life in a way that's actually fun for all of us. Life's full of tough choices, and if you're not careful, fear, impatience, or just plain bad decisions can throw you off track. But that's nothing new. People have been making wild choices for thousands of years, and Genesis 20 to 30 is proof. Let's talk about it. So Abraham rolls into a new city, sees the king, and instantly thinks,
"These fools have no fear of God. If they find out Sarah's my wife, they're going to kill me and take her."
Instead of just trusting that God's got his back, he takes the easy way out and tells everyone she's his sister. Huge mistake. King Abimelech, thinking she's single, takes her into his palace. That night, God shows up in the king's dream.
"Hey, dipshit, you just picked up a married woman. Fix it, or you're dead."
Abimelech wakes up sweating. First thing in the morning, he calls Abraham in.
"What the hell? I almost tanked my whole kingdom because you were afraid to fight us."
"You look violent. I thought you'd kill me for her."
The crazy part? Abimelech handles it better than Abraham did. He gives Sarah back, makes amends, even blesses Abraham with gifts. Meanwhile, Abraham looks like an idiot. Moral of the story? Sometimes that 200 IQ play is really you just trying to take the easy way out. Lying might feel like the best option, but sometimes it's better to face the hard part up front. And sometimes your appearance does affect how people treat you. And speaking of things that suck in the moment, let's talk about waiting. You ever wanted something so bad, but it felt like it was never going to happen? A job, a relationship, some kind of success. Whatever it is, waiting sucks. That's exactly where Abraham and Sarah were. See, God told them years ago they'd have a son, but nothing happened. So they got impatient, tried to take matters into their own hands. Which, spoiler alert, caused a massive mess. But when the time was actually right, boom, Sarah has Isaac. God came through, just not on their timeline. But then things get crazy. One day out of nowhere, God tells Abraham,
"Take your son, the one you prayed and cried and begged for, and sacrifice him."
No explanation. No just kidding at the end. Just do it. And Abraham? Doesn't even flinch. Just packs up and heads out with Isaac like it's a normal Tuesday. Now imagine being Isaac. He's walking up the mountain carrying firewood. And at some point, he starts putting the pieces together.
"Hey, Dad, we got the wood, we got the fire. Where's the lamb?"
God will handle it.
And honestly, this is how you got to do it. Not the voices in your head telling you to kill your son part. Just pure confidence that God's got the whole situation under control. They get to the top, Abraham builds the altar, ties up Isaac, and right as he raises the knife, an angel stops him.
"All right. You passed the test. Holy shit. We knew you were faithful, but we didn't know you were a lunatic."
It reminds me of when your IT department sends you a fake phishing email just to see if you click. And in typical God fashion, there's a ram caught in a bush, ready for the sacrifice. Imagine the tension in that moment. Isaac is probably lying there thinking,
What the actual fuck is going on right now?
but the takeaway? Sometimes God asks you to trust him when everything feels insane. No backup plan, no safety net, just faith that he knows what he's doing. And if you thought the family drama was over, nah, it's just getting started. Jacob and Esau? Total opposites. Esau's a rough, outdoorsy dude. Jacob's the quiet, strategic type. One day, Esau comes home starving, sees Jacob cooking, and is like,
I am literally starving to death, and that looks absolutely fire. Let me get some.
Okay, bet. Trade me your birthright for it.
Now, let's pause. The birthright isn't just some random title. It's everything. The family inheritance, the leadership, the blessing. And Esau, being hungry and not thinking Jacob is serious, goes,
Man, I'm literally dying. Whatever, just take it.
He just gave up his whole future for a bowl of soup. Let that sink in. And the bad decisions don't stop there. Later, their dad, Isaac, is old and blind, ready to give Esau the final blessing. But Jacob and his mum hatch a plan. Jacob disguises himself as Esau, tricks his father, and steals the blessing. When Esau finds out, he loses his mind and swears he's going to kill Jacob the second their dad dies. So Jacob does what any reasonable person would do. He dips, runs for his life. And that's where the story leaves us. Choices have consequences. Sometimes it's fear that messes you up, like with Abraham. Sometimes it's impatience, like with Sarah. Sometimes it's just straight up bad judgment, like Esau throwing away his future over a snack. And sometimes you think you're winning, like Jacob scheming his way to the top, but it all comes back around. At the end of the day, it all boils down to this: trust, patience, and thinking long term. The things you do today shape your future, so don't be the guy who trades something permanent for something temporary. Keep your head on straight, make the right moves, and trust that God's got it. All right, disciples, that's a wrap for this episode. Thanks for hanging out, as we gave the smelter that fresh, dark roof and spruced up the house a bit. Now, here's something to think about. Maybe you're about to launch a project of your own, or you're considering a big change in your life. It can feel a lot like stepping through a nether portal for the first time. You're never quite sure what you'll find on the other side. But that's the adventure, isn't it? You've got this spark, this passion, and it's calling you forward. Sure, there might be challenges, twists, and even moments where you feel totally out of your depth. The good news is you don't have to figure it all out alone. Friends, family, and a little faith can make all the difference. One block at a time, one step at a time, you'll be surprised how much progress you can make. If you're enjoying this blend of Minecraft and meaningful conversation, go ahead and like and subscribe. Think of it as adding your voice to our growing community, a place where we talk about leveling up, not just in the game, but in our faith and real-life goals too. Even if you don't see immediate results, stay encouraged. Building anything worthwhile takes patience, but the payoff is so worth it. In the meantime, keep exploring, keep crafting, and keep challenging yourself to grow. Whether you're expanding your Minecraft base or stepping into new territory in real life, remember that every moment of uncertainty can lead to discovery. I'm excited to see where your journey takes you next, disciples. Stay safe, stay inspired, and I'll catch you in the next episode, wherever our faith and creativity lead us.